Termal.
I almost popped an implant. Okay, you're gonna pull something out of your backside. That's not true. You're gonna say you were with a Russian girl and you guys.
How'd you know? Peter the Great. Why they call him Peter the Great, and why you call certain things on your body a Peter?
Well, I would
Isn't that crazy?
to have stouts brewed in honor of Janet the Great.
People were, brewing a stout over his Peter.
Pictures are encouraged.
No.
I'll review them.
No, I'm not. No. I don't want to see that.
You're getting the roastiness of nuts. A carful of caramel. A carful of caramel. Would it be accurate to say you like it better from the front than the back?
Yes, I like it from the front better than the back. I'm not getting the roasted nuts. Hi everyone.
I'm Janet.
I'm Jason.
We're
Gumbo Mud. We're here
for a dark beer.
And today we have from Miramar, San Diego.
This is Zumbar. It is a Russian Imperial Stout.
Russian Imperial Stout from English Brewing Company.
Yes.
Yeah, Russian.
This is our first Russian Imperial Stout on review.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. They title them different things, which is interesting. You know why they call it Russian?
No, do tell.
So I've drinking Russian Imperial Stouts forever.
Yeah.
Right. And one of the reasons why we started this channel is not to educate ourselves, but to educate everyone. So it's interesting why they come up with all these different names.
You're gonna pull something out of your backside. That's not true.
Why do you say it? No, I'm serious. No. So I looked up what actually.
You're gonna say you were with a Russian girl and you guys.
How'd you know?
Because I know you.
How'd you know?
I know. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, actually, Russian Imperial Stout comes from the 1800s when Peter the Great. Why they call him Peter the Great, and why you call certain things on your body a Peter? Maybe that's why Peter the Great. I don't know, but I know it's crazy. But
I think it's great too, Peter.
Yeah,
okay.
Peter the Great, right? You can Google Peter the Great, but English started brewing stouts just to export to Russia for Peter the Great.
So he was a stout drinker. Or no, he was just a beer drinker.
I don't know if he was I would think he'd be a stout drinker because that's why they brewed these beers, just to export to Peter the Great, who was ruling Russia at the time in the 1800s from England. So obviously Imperial Stouts and Stouts originated in England. But a Russian Imperial Stout they would brew just for Peter the Great, and that's why it was called Russian Imperial Stout, because Peter the Great was ruling Russia
at the time. Well, I would
Isn't that crazy?
to have stouts brewed in honor of Janet the Great. So somebody get to your garage, get that stuff brewing, and we'll call them.
Well, I'm sure Peter was very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very, great.
Great.
No, I'm sure he was very humbled by appreciative that people were brewing a stout over his Peter. I don't know, but. Anyway, that's where Russian stouts actually come from, and people are drinking Russian stouts forever. It's like, why is it called a Russian stout?
Our next Gumbo Mug contest is going to be who is going to be the next Peter
the Great,
and pictures are encouraged.
No,
I'll review them.
No, I'm not. No, I don't want to see that.
Oh boy.
So anyway, if you don't know why Russian Imperial Stouts are called Russian Imperial Stouts, that's why.
That's cool.
That's right, because Peter the Great was.
Good for you, Peter.
Yeah, was, in Russia, and England wanted to brew a stout specifically for Peter in his honor, and they would export this Russian stout, and it was. It's not a traditional English stout. It's drier fruit, coffee, and dark chocolate. Mm-hmm. So if that was something that Peter the Great liked,
yeah.
or his palate, or whatever. Who knows? But I'm sure you can. And a historian will probably, tell us the reason why. But that's where Russian Imperial Stout comes from. Because we drink a lot of. I've drank a lot of Russian Imperial Stouts throughout my life, and you don't know why it's called Russian Imperial Stout. Like, was it brewed in Russia? Actually, it wasn't.
Yeah,
it's brewed in England,
which I've had too. But this is the first one we've done on review, so I wanted to make note of that.
Yeah, so it's interesting that you would think Russian Imperial Stouts. It was stouts that are brewed in Russia.
No.
A certain way or a certain process, and it actually wasn't.
Right.
They were brewed in England for Peter the Great, who was ruling Russia, as I don't know, some kind of treaty or some kind of like appreciative, form of gesture. Right. Yes. Exactly. So anyway,
All right. So it is. We have already covered. It's in a Russian Imperial Stout. Russian. It's also a chocolate coffee stout coming in with a 9.3 ABV.
Ooh, what you love.
Yes.
9.3.
So the description is created as a collaboration between New English Brewing Company and a San Diego boutique coffee roaster, which we talk about often. The collabs. They partnered with Zumbar Coffee and Tea, and always we reference the Great American Beer Festival. This won gold in 2012, 2015 in the coffee beer category, which we love
coffee
completely.
Yeah.
Brewed with El Mundo, which reminds me of Telemundo.
Telemundo.
It's a rich blend of Indonesian and Latin American coffee beans. They mash it all up in the fermenter and come up with this, hopefully, masterpiece.
You would think they would have more Latin American beans than Indonesian beans, since it's called El Mundo.
Right. Yeah. So in making this, it's 2 pounds per barrel of 72% cocoa Belgian coffee. And so I've not had anything from this.
Belgian coffee.
No.
Right?
Never.
Especially Belgian chocolate.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's one thing I love about doing this, our reviews and doing this channel, is that I get so interested in all these things that we pull up and we find information on. Like, I would love to learn about Belgian chocolates and coffee and their cocoa that they do there.
Yes.
Like 72%,
Yeah, that's majority.
Yeah, that's over. Yeah, it's crazy. So this beer is obviously available on draft here in San Diego, Miramar, and 6 packs and 22-ounce bombers. Yeah, which is great. So it was founded in San Diego in 2007, which kind of was the explosion of San Diego craft beer. From that 2002, 3, 4, it started to explode. And then once it hit 2010 and 11, there were so many breweries here. So New English started in 2007 and independently owned, originally from England, but living in San Diego, founded in 1995. Founder and brewmaster, Simon Lacey. That sounds so English. Right?
It does.
It does. Simon Lacey.
I'm Simon Lacey.
I'm Simon Lacey.
I'm Simon Lacey. Accent, but
I get my cocoa from Belgium.
I have plenty of English friends with
me too.
super cool accents.
I love that accent.
I do too. That's that's one of my favorites. So
they have 20 taps in their tap room. I have not been there before. I've passed by there.
Oh, you have?
I've been so busy.
I've never even heard of it.
It's the west part of Miramar that's not around Ellsmith or McKellar or Duckfoot, Ballast Point, where all the breweries are. They're actually kind of west of the 5. So they're in this little industrial park that doesn't have a lot of breweries, which is great. It's kind of close to Bottle Craft there in Sereno Valley. So you almost have to go there just for Bottle Craft or New English. But it's a cool little industrial park area where they're at. So we definitely want to go by there and try. 20 taps, winner of nearly 50 medals at World Beer Cup awards and things like that. And the Zumbar Chocolate Coffee Imperial Stout was rated 99 on Rate Beer, which is crazy. Yeah. That's a lot.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zumbar reminds me of Zumba.
Zumba. Like Zumba.
For you exercise gals
After
out
you
there.
do Zumba, you can have some Zumba.
I've just never.
Yeah.
I had never. Did I buy this?
I think you did.
I
Yeah,
bought
I think
this.
you found it. And,
I
yeah.
did. So I'd never seen the can. I never heard of the brewery. You know, so it was all new to me. And then I love to research them all. And
I've heard of it, and I think I've seen it in Bombers, but I didn't know they had 6-packs. So when you brought it, I was like, wow,
Yeah.
they have 6-packs. It looks really good.
right. So they traditionally they moved all of their packaging to this 12-ounce 6-pack cans.
Yeah.
They redid their design and motif from, I don't know what it looked like previously.
Yeah,
but
that's
now
why it looks a little different.
They
'Cause I
now
remember-
all feature the X
Yeah.
motif.
Yeah,
And
which I like.
the X does mean something. It's to desire, innovative, learn, adapt, and bold belief. So it's
Yeah.
an intersection, like
Yeah.
that they want everyone to stop and adapt to those same beliefs.
Yeah, yeah.
And they have a 9,000 square foot facility in Sereno Valley.
Valley there,
Yes.
yeah, which we said.
And there they do the brewery, it's a cellar, canning facility, tasting rooms, which are open to the public.
Yeah.
And they also do private events, which you can reserve in advance.
Yeah, and I think they also have a barrel room or something where they're going to start doing barrel aged stuff, which a lot of breweries in San Diego take their base beers, just like this one, I'm sure, and they'll start barrel aging them, whether it's in bourbon barrels or sherry barrels or,
Yes.
or all these different kind of barrels. So they have a barrel room there too. It's a nice facility from what I've seen. Like I said, I've passed by it. I've passed by it, and I've seen the sign. I've been busy when I've been in that area, so I haven't been able to stop yet. But it's one of the places I want to go because I haven't been there yet, and I want to hit every place in San Diego.
Not you.
Not me.
Not you.
Yeah, of course me. I want to hit every place in San Diego. So yeah.
Okay.
So the head brewer there, Matt McKee, which even
McGee.
sounds English.
Matt McGee.
McGee. Yeah.
Yeah,
McKee.
McGee.
McGee. Yeah. All them. I'm a Macmillan, so Scottish, Irish, but all English area. Yes. Yeah. Matt McKee. So I've been wanting to try this beer for a long time. I don't think I've ever had it, even though I've seen it.
I've definitely not, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So you ready to try it?
So ready.
Woo! Russian.
Hey, here we come.
Yeah, yeah. I like that the recanning and the graphics of it. I remember seeing this before, and then when you see it again, you're like, "Is that the same beer?" Because the graphics and
What did it look like before?
I don't even remember.
I just remember.
I remember it
brewery
being
name.
different, yeah, because they do a really good job too of distribution, and I've seen it. I've seen it in grocery stores and things like that, and I've seen it around a lot. So it's a chocolate coffee imperial stout, which I love.
Get pouring. I'm
Yeah,
ready.
I know, ready to try it, which we love. I mean, to have chocolate and coffee together, I would love. So I can't wait to try it. It's definitely
Pretty light.
It's pretty light. It's pretty brownish amber color for a 9.3%. A lot of carbonation.
Yes.
Even on both the heads, very thick. Look at yours, like, yeah. Oh
You didn't roll again.
no, it's okay.
You might be banned from pouring.
I'd be banned from
I think
pouring.
so.
Yeah,
It makes a huge difference.
makes a big difference. So for appearance, what do you think? It poured light.
It did pour light, but it's it's a 9.3. It's
Look
nothing
at those
crazy.
big bubbles.
Yeah,
Look at that.
it's a super thick head.
Super foamy.
Yeah.
Soapy, like you said before.
Yep, soapy. It's
Look at mine.
the head's going down, but it's clinging to the sides.
It's almost like a volcano. Or look at the bubbles opening up.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Look, even yours. Look how big the bubbles are opening up.
huge.
The carbonation's interesting on it, right?
Yeah.
The lacing is not moving and really sticks to the glass, but the bubbles, the way they open, the soapiness, like you said, and even the chunkiness.
Yes.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's very rocky and bumpy.
Rocky and bumpy, yes. What do you give her appearance?
I think it looks great.
I do too.
I'm giving it a 5,
Yeah.
but Appearance is so tricky. It's your first category in, and you're strictly going off of what it looks like. So, but overall, it looks.
Look at what mine's doing.
It reminds me of when you see pictures of the guys on, in space and on the moon and on like it's all very like bumpy and rocky. Like
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a beer do
like crazy terrain, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, like you said, it's bumpy, it's soapy, it's so interesting. The lacing is not moving at all. Like since you poured it, it sticks to the high point of the glass.
Yeah.
It's not moving at all. And it's just interesting carbonation bubbles. Like just looking at both of ours. I gave it a 5 too. I like the appearance. I haven't seen a beer like this before. There's certain characteristics of other beers that we've reviewed, but nothing that has the weird bubbles and the chunkiness and the soapiness of it. And now it's dissipating nice, and I'm actually getting to the bottom. Like that looks great.
It's going down
Look how good that looks. So anyway, I give it a 5. You give it a 5 for appearance. So what about aroma? I didn't smell anything when we opened the can at all.
A lot of roastiness.
Coffee or roasty nuts or roasted?
It's more. It's more.
I know how you like roasted nuts.
I can never say nuts without laughing. I mean, how old am I and I can't say
roasted nuts.
I just smell like real nuts. I smell nuts. A slight bitter chocolate.
Okay, hey, that's part of the description. It says bitter chocolate, the dark chocolate.
A little smokiness.
Smoky.
Yeah.
Which we didn't get in the description at all.
No. So those 3 things are what I'm getting up front.
But look how mine has dissipated. It dissipated really nice. The head, even though the lacing's really sticking.
Yeah.
It's gone down really nice.
Okay, tell me what you think on the aroma.
I get the dark chocolate. It's faint, but that's what I get. I don't get bitterness. Mine's not bitter.
Yeah.
I love dark chocolate almonds. I eat a lot of dark chocolate almonds. That's kind of what I'm getting, a faint dark chocolate.
You're getting the roastiness of nuts. I'm sorry. I'm the worst. You need a new co-host.
No, I'm not getting the roasty nuts. What I'm getting, I'm not getting the roasty nuts. I'm getting the dark chocolate, but it's very faint, and it's a nice dark chocolate. But
you referenced dark chocolate almonds, so you are getting the nuttiness.
A little bit, but when I eat dark chocolate almonds, it's the dark chocolate that you get at first until you bite into it and you break the chocolate outer shell when you get the nuts. I'm not getting that part of the nuts. I'm getting the dark chocolate, and it's nice. Like it's really nice. I got a nice aroma in mine.
Yeah,
it's just a very faint dark chocolate, which I like. So what do you give the aroma?
I'm gonna give it a 4.
Okay.
Yeah, like I like it.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot going on for me. Just like everything's super faint. Like a slight smoky smell, slight dark chocolate, bitter chocolate, and then the nuttiest. But everything's really faint, so a little hard to piece together. So a 4 for me. What about you?
I'm not getting smokiness in mine, and obviously I've been sick for a week too. I'm getting over it the last couple of days. But we have different palates and different snifters. Sniffers.
And our snifter.
A sniffer and a sniffer. I get a little bit of smokiness like you're talking about, but I mostly get the dark chocolate. So I gave it a 4.5. I actually like the aroma of this beer. I get that slight dark chocolate. That's all I'm getting.
Okay.
Maybe a tiny bit of smokiness, but I'm not getting much of it. I get that dark chocolate, very faint. I wish it was more. If it was more, I'd give it a 5 because I love dark chocolate. So, ready to try it?
So ready.
Your lacing is still stuck all the way to the top.
I know.
So is mine. So the lacing looks great.
Okay, I'm a little nervous about this one because it's dropping each category. I went from a 5 to a 4, so we're on to taste.
Yeah. Yeah, the appearance, the lacing, the carbonation looks great to me. What are you getting?
It's good.
What flavors?
I'm getting more of the dark chocolate.
Good.
Like primarily. So you initially get a sweet sweet flavoring.
Yeah.
Just the slightest bit of the nuttiness, which I did smell, and maybe just a slight like carful.
A carful
of caramel.
No smokiness though?
I was thinking caramel and toffee, and I said caramel. Yeah. No smokiness on the taste. Yeah, so a very welcome surprise on the taste. But everything's really light.
So it's light.
Yeah, it's a very light, nothing. I kind of like when things are like very maple or very vanilla, but it just means it's well blended, which is nice too.
Wow, a lot of carbonation for me.
Well, yeah, we expected that with the massive bubbles.
Yeah, I'm getting bitter chocolate.
Yeah.
So from the aroma, I smelled like a sweeter chocolate, like chocolate almonds, which I love. I'm not getting that chocolate. I'm getting a bitter chocolate.
Too bitter for you?
Yeah, it's very bitter and it's still lingering after I've already swallowed. It's, yeah, I'm not going there.
Okay.
It's very bitter in my mouth still. Extremely. So.
Yeah, it's not that, I'm not getting that. So, sometimes the bitterness, I get there can be too much, but like for me, sometimes it leaves you with the cleanliness and ready for another sip. Like it's not lingering.
Mine's lingering.
It is.
For my palate, I'm not getting in the taste what I got in the aroma with that dark chocolate, which I really love. I'm getting a bitter chocolate that's lingering and it's not going away.
Yeah.
It's not at all. Like I need a drink of water.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not getting any vanilla or I'm barely getting chocolate. It's that really bitter chocolate, like we talk about the baker's chocolate, where you have to add sugar or whatever to it. I'm getting a very, very bitter chocolate, which is surprising to me because the aroma, I really like the aroma. But the taste.
That's funny, we changed. So from the aroma to taste, I went up, and aroma to taste,
down.
You're going down.
I am. It's still, I need water.
No, I could use some water too, but
yeah. So what do you give the taste?
I'm going to stick with a 4.
Okay.
It definitely, I didn't keep jumping down. I went from appearance 5, aroma 4, and I'm sticking with 4 on taste.
Yeah.
Again, like it's nothing's really popping out, but I can taste some of the smokiness is gone, which I like. I do not like smokiness in a beer. But I
not really getting coffee either.
Yeah, I just get the chocolate, bitter dark chocolate, and then the coffee caramel. Why can't I not say
Termal.
I almost popped an implant. Okay.
Termal.
The termal's really popping in this one.
And caramel. Termal.
Boy.
That's a new word. Gumbo word for coffee and toffee and caramel. Termal. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I am getting all bitter chocolate. That's what I'm getting. And lingering.
Zero sweetness. That's
zero sweetness.
Again.
Zero sweetness.
I think we talked about this before.
Yeah.
If I did this as a child, my mother had, I think it's called, the brand is Baker's chocolate.
Yes.
And it looks like a Hershey's chocolate bar. It's divided into the 9 or 12 pieces that you can, and you're supposed to break them up and put them into recipes and then add white sugar, brown sugar, anything to sweeten it.
Yeah.
But as a child, I thought it was just a chocolate bar.
Right.
And she kept it in the fridge, and I busted off one piece and ate it, and
I was horrified.
I was spitting that out in record time, paper towels in the trash can.
It's bitter and
horrible.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you're getting.
That's what I'm getting.
It's the dark chocolate without the sweetness, or the bitter chocolate.
Yeah. Not only that, it's lingering.
Or unsweetened chocolate. That's what Baker's chocolate is, unsweetened.
Yeah. So unlike you, I keep going down. I started at 5, 4.5. Now taste, I'm going to 3. I wouldn't give it less than a 3. It's a good beer. It's just it's the bitter chocolate. And a lot of people do like that bitter chocolate taste. It's bitter and it's not going away. I'm still tasting it. It's not going away. It's lingering. It's sticking on my palate.
Yeah.
It won't go away. That's why I wanted a glass of water, because it's not going away. It's just I'm bitter. I'm bitter. Give me a piece of like sweet chocolate. Like
No.
Like it won't go away.
I have that too.
Do you?
I really do. Yeah, I could use a water and a napkin, and
it's super bitter to me, and it's getting more bitter. So, yeah, I give it a 3 for taste. What do you think about texture? It's a 9.3.
Texture, I think it's pretty spot on.
It's close. Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm right there with the texture. Nothing unexpected. Nothing. Below average. So
yeah, it's a thick beer.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4.5 on texture. I think it's pretty cohesive with a 9.3.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'll give it a 4.5 too. I'm not obviously taste. I don't like the bitterness. It's really lingering, but the body, it tastes like a nice thick bodied beer.
Yeah,
it has nice texture to it. I think it's a 9.
Yeah,
9.3. They dial it in 9.3, but it tastes like a 9 to me. Yeah, so I give it a 4.5, like you.
Okay.
What about finish?
On to the finish. Yeah, it's
bitter.
It's not my favorite, but
it's bitter.
I'm gonna give it a 4. Like I don't. It's neither here nor there. It's definitely bitter. I'm not going against you on that. I believe it's bitter, and I believe it could be so much more. Like I do like this. Everything I taste is so slight. So if you could get rid of the bitterness by adding sweetness to enhance the flavors that you describe this beer to be, I think it's going to be spot on. But for now, I think it's a 4.
4.
They redid the can, so maybe you redo the recipe, and we'll see where it's at. But for now, for me, it's a 4.
I'm at a 2.
Yeah.
I can't even give it a 3 because the bitterness.
Well, you're getting down on your glass, though. You're getting it.
I want to drink it. I want to really take the spirit in, like I do with all the beers that we review. I'm going to keep drinking it, but the bitterness does not leave my palate. It does not dissipate. It's not that dry finish that I like if it's not sweet. It goes away. I can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's literally like this bitter. And if you like bitter, you're going to love it.
Your eyes are starting to water.
Yes, because I like sweet, and this beer, the bitter aftertaste, the finish, I'm just talking about the finish, will not leave my mouth. It will not leave my mouth. It's not going anywhere, and I'm just like, that's why I keep drinking it, because I want more of the front end of it instead of the back end, because the bitterness will not leave my mouth, which I don't like. I like my beers to finish sweet or clean and ready, like you've said before. Yeah. So I have to give it a 2 on the finish, because I do not like the finish of this beer. I still have this bitter kind of funky.
Yeah, I have that too.
I have this funky bitter taste on my palate, and I can't get rid of it. It won't go away. It just won't.
Your brain, you're making
it won't go away.
What I'm tasting, I'm starting to go off of what you're saying. Like, maybe I feel that more too.
But it's not going away. That's why I keep drinking, because I need the front end, because the back end will not go away. I need water. I need something.
I'm insanely dying for a water, stat.
Right, which I like my finish of my beers. Even if they're sweet, I want them to kind of dissipate. So I'm ready for another drink, and this one will not go away. It's still bitter in my mouth right now. So I give it a 2.
Okay. So I gave it a 4, which is probably a little generous. You gave it a 2.
Yeah. Well, we have different palates. Yeah. So Janet, what do you give for total?
I give it a 4.1 out of a 5.0. I agree with Jason on pretty much everything he said. Just it hit him differently than it hit me.
Yeah, a little stronger.
Yeah, like I agree that it is very bitter, but it's hitting him more so than me. Yeah. I think it could definitely use more sweetness to counterreact, whatever the word is.
Counteract the bitterness.
The bitterness. Like, I think it would be, a whole nother beer if we did that. the name Zumbar, again, I associate with Zumba, and New English. I think that's either like a deodorant or a
soap.
No, it's like
is that Irish Spring?
There's like, I think first of all, I think there's a liquor called Old English, and then there's like a deodorant or a cologne called English something.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of things called English.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway, like I associate all that with this beer for some reason, but that's kind of, I'm going
4.1.
I'm going off the rails. So yeah, 4.1 for me. What about you?
I give it a 3.8. The beer's not bad. The finish really throws me off because of the bitterness. The bitterness will not go away. It lingers. It does not dissipate. It sticks in your mouth and it won't go anywhere. It literally will not go anywhere, which a lot of beers you don't find that. So I'm sure a lot of people that like bitterness would love this beer. I like my beers to finish sweet or to dissipate. Clean and ready. Clean and ready. And you're ready for another sip. And I'm literally drinking this beer because the aftertaste. Tell
us why you're almost done with this
I'm almost done because the bitterness is so bad to me. Because I don't like the bitterness. I got to keep getting the front end of it, which I like better. I like the front end of this beer better. I like the middle of it better. The finish I do not like because it will not go away.
Would it be accurate to say you like it better from the front than the back?
Yes, I like it from the front better than the back, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, well, I don't like it from the back, so.
Well.
So anyway, yeah, I think it's a well-brewed beer. I just don't like bitterness, and maybe I know I used to drink Guinness a lot before the craft beer industry exploded. Well, I've only liked dark beer. So back in the late '80s, early '90s, you didn't have the craft beer industry.
Dude, you're old.
Yeah, I'm old. I'm old. So I would drink Guinness, and Guinness is a little bitterness. This is even more bitter than Guinness to me. So. Only on the finish. Only on the finish, which, I can understand English, Guinness is from Ireland. It's a bitter beer.
And I'm sure that's where Simon has roots, right?
Exactly.
This is what he...
Right. Yeah. And San Diego, they do like bitter. They like, hoppy, bitter beers, which I don't. I like sweet beers. You
know what? I think one thing we left off of this in our initial description, it does mention the IBU, which is the bitterness, and it was bumping. So probably, which something I didn't know until I bought it and we did our research for you guys.
IBUs,
but that's not our cup of beer.
Exactly. So I think it's a good beer. I think it if they could tweak this a little bit and get a little more sweetness to it, I really like it. It's just the bitterness, especially on the finish. It's just too much for me.
Okay, so we're gonna call. Your eyes are.
I know.
Tearing up.
It's very bitter. So anyway, Gumbo Mud review is a 3.95. It's almost a 4. I think we both really like this beer. It's just kind of for me, the finish is too bitter for my palate. I like sweet. So
okay.
I'm getting over a cold, so.
Got you.
Anyway, 3.95 Gumbo Mud review. I think you're with me. It's a really good beer.
Yeah.
You get the dark chocolate. It's kind of the bitter baker's dark chocolate, which if you could sweeten it up a little bit, I think it'd be good.
Yeah, right? I think it'd be really good.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I think it's a well-brewed beer. I like the body. I like the texture. The appearance is great. The lacing is still sticking on both of our glasses. Yeah. It's a well-brewed beer. I think. If you like bitter,
on their way.
Yes. If you like bitterness, you'll love this beer. We like more sweetness than bitterness. So if they made another version of this that was sweeter, I think we'd love this beer. So anyway, that's our review of New English Brewing Zumbar Chocolate Imperial Stout. Yeah. So
Russian.
Exactly. Russian. Google. Russian. So anyway, if you like this video, click the like button and subscribe. For more dark beer reviews, we're going to bring you everything dark beer we can, as much as we can get our hands on.
Yes, and please visit us on our Instagram page. It's at Gumbo Mud, which is Gumbo Mud MUDD.
GUMDD.
GUMBOMUDD.
Yeah, for the latest videos release, we're doing multiple videos every week, bring you the best dark beers and give you our honest opinion on how these beers taste, and and go out and try them. Go to New English. They're great. All the breweries here in San Diego are great. So anyway, thank you guys for watching.
Thank you so much. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye. Guys.